Hi everybody, it's Coach Ali and I want to welcome you to your 30 days bodybuilding series. In this series, we're combining training with dumbbells along with training with your functional trainer and creating bodybuilding sets in order to muscle you guys up and really get that fit and strong looking body. Let's get started. Starting this combination with a seated dumbbell shoulder press. Now, if you feel like you're compromising your back by sitting down, so in other words, if you're not exercising enough core control, then you can do this exercise standing as opposed to seated. Now we've got to make sure that it's a thrust straight up. Get those dumbbells together and then return it into that T position, elbow to elbow. Then to complement this exercise, we're going to work some cable lateral raises. So again, good control over your movement. Make sure your knees are slightly bent. Your hips are slightly behind you so that you're protecting your back. And then no swinging of the torso. It's a lateral pull straight up until your hands are at least at shoulder height and then releasing nice and slow. Let's work both sides. Okay, let's take 30 seconds break and repeat that last superset. Starting this combination with a dumbbell lateral raise. So you can see I'm standing up with my knees slightly bent and my hips marginally behind me to protect my back. And then it's a lateral lift all the way up until you've got pronated hands, and then returning nice and slow with control. So you can see my arms are remaining soft straight throughout, and then it's a lift straight up into that pronated crucifix. And then we're going to go over to the cables and work some neutral grip shoulder presses. So this combination is really going to work your shoulders. Now during these shoulder presses, we're pushing straight up, getting our hands together, and then releasing in a nice T motion with good control over our movement until the end of the set. Your turn to try it. Okay, let's take 30 seconds break and repeat that last superset. Starting the superset with some dumbbell upright rows. So you can see that I'm pressing the dumbbells together and they're holding their position as though it's one straight bar. Now we're going to lead with our elbows and bring the dumbbell all the way to your chin and drop it down slowly with nice control. Now you don't want to bring it too far in front of you. You want to try and keep the dumbbells as close to your body as you can so that we're protecting our anterior delts, or our rotator cuffs if you like. Then let's go over to the cables and work a bent over delts raise. So getting into that bent over position, you can see I'm using my opposite hand for support. Then it's a matter of pulling that lateral raise straight up, really focusing on the posterior delts on this one. Let's work both sides. Your turn. Starting this superset with some dumbbell clean and jerks. Bring the clean all the way up to your shoulders and then lift, and when you're going into the jerk, it's just a matter of doing a shoulder press. You can see I'm stepping back for some additional support and then getting nice and upright. Then we're going to drop it down and start from the beginning. So this is about as compound as an exercise can get. Then we're going to go over to our cables and work some single-sided thrusters. This is a squat and a shoulder press, but you can see that we're doing one side of the shoulder press at a time. So drop down nice and neat into that squat with your feet parallel, knees at shoulder width. Try to maintain your posture as well as you can, and on your way up, use that momentum to push the shoulder press all the way up. We're going to do this on both sides. Your turn to try this combination. Okay, let's take 30 seconds break and repeat that last superset. Okay, let's take 30 seconds break and repeat that last superset. Starting this combination with some dumbbell front raises. So using the one dumbbell, and it's just a matter of lifting with soft straight arms and getting the dumbbell to round about eye level. That's about where you want it. Now when you return, you've got to make sure your negative is nicely controlled and nice and slow. Very important to protect your rotator cuffs throughout this exercise. Then we're going to go over to the functional trainer and work some fly raises using the cables. This is a fly motion that starts with your arms low by your side and you're lifting and bringing your hands together. Now make sure that your knees are slightly bent and your hips are slightly behind you to protect your back. Really exercise control over your movement. Your turn to try this combination. Okay, let's take 30 seconds break and repeat that last superset. Starting this combination with a dumbbell standing press. So standing up with your knees bent and your back protected, your hips are slightly behind you, and the dumbbell is starting at your chest. Now we're going to go for a horizontal push until our arms are nice and straight. So lots of work on your shoulders, but also a lot of core control. So you've got to really squeeze with your abs as well. Then we're going to retract nice and slow. And again, just keeping control over your movement. Now, once we finish this, we're going to go over to the cables and work some tricep kickbacks. So starting in that bent over forward lunge position, you can see that I've got my forearm rested on my front thigh. And then as I pull back, it's a matter of just trying to keep your elbow nice and stationary and really focusing on your triceps. Where people go wrong with this exercise is that they swing their elbows around and also snap their wrists as well. So you can see in this instance, I'm keeping my elbows as stationary as I can, and I'm making sure my wrist is remaining nice and straight as well. Your turn to try this combination. Okay, let's take 30 seconds break and repeat that last superset. Well done for getting through your workout today, guys. Let's take a moment to stretch and cool our bodies down. Now, remember to hit the subscribe button right here so that you don't miss another workout. See you on the next episode.